Welcome back to the Krypton Factor. Our contestants are now heading through to the super round, where they will need to be at their mental and physical peak to cope with the challenges that lie ahead. The Krypton Super Round tests every aspect of the contestants' physical and mental ability. It starts with a 50-foot parachute jump off Krypton Mountain. Next, the contestants enter the cryptic rings, the complex human maze testing memory and interpretation. As always, by remembering a 5-digit code, the contestants can find a quick route out of the rings and collect their key code for the computer challenge. Heading for the laser matrix, they must first log into the computer and attempt to crack the letter code by working out the 4 passwords. Only then can they attempt to cross the laser matrix, where breaking any of the beams incurs a disastrous time penalty. Then it's the intimidating response revolve. Removing the 6 battens is only possible by responding to a sequence of flashing lights. The final hurdle is the Krypton Mountain. Constructing the ladder comes first, followed by a race to the top.
Contestants, take your positions.
The Krypton contestants have spent the last couple of minutes deciding what advantages to buy with the points they've already earned. And just to remind you, the leader is Paul with 28, Alan and Ray are joint second with 26, and Karen has 22. But with the points so close, the choice of advantages becomes all important. And here's how it worked out. Paul has concentrated on the response revolve, buying 2 battens for 20 points and a guide arrow for the cryptic rings. Martin's more concerned with the mountain. He's bought 2 ladder pieces and a guide arrow. Ray has opted for 2 battens and a guide arrow. Karen can only afford 2 ladder pieces. So, very different tactics from our 4 contestants.
The first hurdle, the cryptic rings. They're not that difficult if you remember your personal codes. Now, those codes appear in these monitors behind you. As soon as you've got those fixed in your memories, you can jump, all right? So, the super round starts now.
The code now memorised, it's Martin first to take the plunge, a nerve-wracking leap for which all the contestants underwent training from the paratroop regiment.
And it's the 3 men into the rings first, with Karen still committing that code to memory at the top of the mountain. This is the code. As usual, it offers a quick exit out of the rings, with each digit matching a key junction. But it's not easy to remember codes and interpret them while under extreme pressure. As we've already seen in this series, if a contestant forgets the code, they face an almost impossible task trying to catch up. But as well as mental ability, those rings also test physical agility as they battle to get through them as quickly as possible.
Karen is now in the rings. She didn't panic and leap from the mountain until she was sure of her code, but did she wait too long? Remember, Paul, Ray and Martin all bought guide arrows, so they have a real advantage over her now, but there is a lot of time left for her to catch up.
Ray Wick's clear winner of the observation round, looking for that guide arrow which will take him to the exit. But above him, Paul has found his exit point. He's going to be first out of the rings and to the computer challenge.
So, Paul first to try to crack the letter codes. He has to repeat the word metal in the box below by breaking the code. And he'll have to be quick, because here come the others, including Karen, who really did get through the rings very quickly. Her tactics paid off brilliantly. Now, can Martin crack the code? It's a simple alphabetical sequence. To get the letter he wants, he has to type in the letter 2 places after it in the alphabet. So for T, he needs V. And he's got it, and so has Paul. And it looks as if he'll be first to finish here. He needs to complete zinc by tapping in E. Yes, he's clear and ready for the laser matrix.
Martin's completed the codes and is in hot pursuit. Paul still leading, but he's broken the beam. The chaser lights have gone off and he has a 7-second time penalty before he can move on. And now Ray's broken the beam as well. Karen can start on the laser web. Both she and Martin more careful than the other 2. Real concentration here, judging the movement of the beams before taking any step. Very different to the others. A unique style from Paul, hopping, skipping down the lasers, but he has cleared them all.
On to the response revolve, And this is where advantages will start to play a part. Remember, Paul and Ray each opted to buy 2 battens, but they've got to be out of the revolve quickly if those advantages are to count. Now, 3 contestants, in fact, all 4 of them are in the revolve now, so it's going to be a very close race indeed. And remember, those battens are released only when the adjacent light flashes on. And with the revolve turning the whole time, it calls not just a rapid response, but extraordinary balance too. Now, Ray, despite having those advantages, is struggling. And beside him, Paul desperately waiting for that light to flash on to grab his last batten. There it goes. And I think he's got all 4 now. Yes, indeed, in go those 4, and he's off to the mountain first.
And now we'll see if he played the right advantages. Have the 2 battens given Paul Sullivan a big enough lead? He has to put 4 ladder pieces in place. Karen's got 3 battens, she still needs another 3. So it's looking very good for Paul at this stage.
And that's Karen finished, and now her advantages will really come into play. Remember, she bought 2 ladder pieces, and she's come from 4th place to 2nd place, and now she could win it. And this is where stamina and real determination will play a big part. Those ladder pieces are heavy and cumbersome and have to be slotted in accurately. Neither Paul nor Karen finding it easy, but Paul is in trouble here. He's got his rope under his last ladder piece, and he'll have to take that piece out to free himself.
This is a brilliant performance from Karen, last into the revolve, first onto the mountain. She's battled her way right to the front.
Ray with a lot of catching up to do at the bottom of the mountain, but over on the far side, Paul is still stuck with that last ladder piece, which puts Martin here back in with a real chance. Remember, he has a 2-ladder advantage. But it's Karen Saunders pushing hard for the summit. And now Paul's finally off the ladder, but he is too far behind Shirley. Karen Saunders within sight of her K. I think she's going to do it. And she does. That's brilliant.
Well done, Karen. You must feel elated. You took your time getting off the mountain.
Yeah, I wanted to be absolutely sure I got all 4 numbers.
Well, it seems to have worked. Well done.
Absolutely brilliant performance, Karen. And we'll be seeing Karen in the group final next week. 4 tremendous contestants, so don't miss it. The Group A final, same time, same place next week. As the other contestants finish on the other side, we'll say goodbye from Penny, from me, from the contestants. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
A night of firsts. We're going back through the gate in the first ever episode of Stargate SG-1 tonight at 8, as Colonel Jack O'Neill leads the first of many missions. That's new to pt2.